There we go. Now we live. Now we'll crank the intro. Bam.
Listen, do you mind if I put my 2 cents in?
No, honey, I don't mind.
Call the police immediately.
I don't get it.
No idea what you're talking about. Yes? Hello? Hi, stranger.
I want ham and eggs and flapjacks with lots of butter and syrup and coffee. I'll take the coffee now.
Why have you come with me? Strange.
Where's my dough?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Salute to everyone joining us in YouTube land. It's your host, Uncle Freezie, Chuck Allen, coming to you live, kicking it with the vibrant ones early this morning on Vibes and Stuff live in the morning.
Oh,
How you
yeah.
doing this morning, up?
I'm excellent. I laughed all night.
Okay. Okay. So let's continue that laughter this morning.
Let me
So,
do this. So
all right.
let me do this. So what's in your glass? Let me do this. What is in your cup? Okay. Okay. I see you. I see you. I have morning tea.
Okay. How was that?
Yeah. Disgusting. But it's healthy.
Yeah. Uh, after our conversation and you told me about your meatless chicken nuggets, I said, you know what? I'm going to try it. Let me see what they got out here.
Right.
And my first inclination was to get the cheapest ones, and I was like,
Yeah.
you might be making the mistake getting the cheaper ones. Get something in the middle. Long story short, I don't know the brand that you got, Unc, but the ones that I got was slamming. I had to go back in the kitchen and look at the box again to make sure it said it was meatless, because I was like, no way. These taste like chicken nuggets.
Right. I feel you. I feel you. This vegan journey has me on a um, real self evaluation. A lot of internal, um, a lot of soul searching. Because and the reason being, and I'm not just saying this just for YouTube. I don't do that. I'm very confident in myself, right? I don't
Yes, sir.
need what you call it, pats on the back from other people, right? I can make myself happy. You know what I'm saying? But this vegan journey that I'm on um, has me weighing stuff. Like,
Right.
why did I wait so long to take my health seriously? You know what I'm saying? And other things like if being vegan gives you this much energy, what could you have accomplished in your life? Like small stuff, you know what I'm saying? Not small stuff, but thoughts, you know. Um, so while we're at it, how about we do the vegan lifestyle, man, I'm not gonna lie to you. You have to be very careful with the ingredients because one bad selection will have your stomach doing the cha-cha slide.
Man, listen.
Yeah, man. You don't want to be on the bus having to go. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Yeah. You don't want to be on the bus trying to open up them Imodiums from that vacuum seal, trying to, you know what I'm saying? That's not a good feeling.
No.
You don't want to. Yeah. That's why as a vegan, you got to be careful.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You don't want to be, you know what I'm saying? You don't want to accidentally like grab some animal, some whatever, and eat it, and then, you know what I'm saying, be on the train or something, and your stomach is thinking mudslide. No, you don't want to do that. You ain't want, that ain't no good feeling. Yeah, you ain't want to be.
Nah.
You ain't want to be. You don't want. Dang, I just saw their name. Dang, hold on, let me find it. Yeah, you don't want two hype brothers and a dog singing a song about you. You remember? you remember two hype brothers and a dog?
Two hype brothers and a dog.
Yeah, they had a club song back in the day. You want me to tell you what it is?
Yes, sir. Please.
So they had a song called Doodoo Brown.
Oh.
Yeah, you remember that joint from back in the day? Doodoo Brown, Doodoo Brown, Doodoo Brown.
Yeah. Wow. Had no idea that was the name of the people who sang that song.
Two hype brothers and a dog. And they came out at the same time. They came out at the same time as this group called Fushnikins, who had a song that came out called "Ring the Alarm."
Yes.
Yeah,
Wow.
and I know I'm getting in the Wayback Machine when it comes to the music and all that stuff.
Wow.
Yeah, ring the alarm. I know that sounds dying. Whoa, hey, ring the alarm.
No.
Yeah.
They go ahead, finish your story because I was about to jump off on something else. Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead, man.
As soon as you said Fushnikins, my mind immediately went back to that time. I remember the awful printed shirts people were wearing that did not match anything that you were wearing.
Right. That and some Calcana boots.
Yes.
What? Yeah. Yeah.
Slashes in the eyebrows, slashes in like so many different parts in your head. Shaq was rapping.
Oh. The dude said
people wearing those stupid Dr. Seuss hats.
To the side. And
yes.
and the HBCU hoodies.
Yes.
Jackson State.
You know good and well you ain't been in no Morgan State. You ain't even been out of this state.
You ain't even in the right state of mind. You know what I'm saying? You talk about
Morgan State, Coppin State. You know good and well the people at Coppin don't wear them Coppin sweatshirts, and you got one
on. And the school wasn't getting no money. The schools wasn't getting no money. No. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. Yeah, that was the best thing about that time, though, I think, man, was probably the music, right?
Yes.
The music was good around that time. I think Run DMC had a song, Down with the Kings. Onyx had a joint called Slam.
Yeah.
Chubb Rock had a song out. The Midnight Marauders had dropped.
Midnight. Yep.
Yeah, classic album. Yeah, man. R. Kelly was out. I think 12 Play came out around that time.
Man, listen.
Wu-Tang Clan.
Yep.
Yeah, man. It's a lot of man.
That's why we got off into that thing yesterday about the eras of music, and how you don't have the '90s rap scene without the '70s music scene
Right.
altogether.
Right.
But your contention was that the '80s was the best era.
Yeah, I think so. I think so. But it's tough though, because I said that, and now I have Superman Lover stuck in my head. 1976. You know what I mean? But that era that you just mentioned, though, Chuck.
Yeah.
That era had Jodeci, Father MC, Boys the Men, Bobby Brown's third album. Mary J. Blige. What's the 411? Did you like that album?
Of course. What's the 411 with the gentleman you love to quote every morning?
Yeah. So it's the great American poet Grand Puba said, "Now a lot of people think this is easy as it looks. Books and books of rhyme concepts and hooks, stressing to get thoughts manifested, or session to session to get thoughts manifested, stressing to hit the world with a blessing." Yeah, and Brand Nubian had a song come out right then that was so dope, but it got knocked off by another group that came out that took the world by storm. They had a song to come out called "Punks Jump Up to Get Beat Down." I know.
Man,
I
listen.
know.
Man, listen. That record still ring off right now.
Right.
And because you mentioned it, I am definitely going to listen to it as soon as we get off of air. It's going to be on full blast. Again, man, I hate pausing, man, but I just get lost in the time, man, when you mention certain things.
Right.
And that's one thing about music. When it encapsulates a time in your life, you always go back to that when you hear those songs, right?
Yeah.
So that's why I was asking you yesterday, were you the young Uncle Freezie on the Proud in the 80s? Because if that was the case, then a lot of your memories are tied to the music of that era.
Right.
And so for me it's the 90s, because everything, I mean, self-discovery happened in the 90s.
Right.
For me. So it holds a special place in my heart.
Right.
I mean, in the 80s I was a little kid, only certain things from a kid standpoint,
Right.
I remember a lot of the stuff that I'm familiar with, I heard coming up. But then because of the 90s and someone sampled that, I always had someone in my head, oh, no, they ain't the one who originally did that song.
Right. Right. My homeboy has a saying. He always says, "I liked it better when such and such did it." I'm like, okay, yeah, I get it. I get it. I get it. But so you'll probably remember the time frame when Punk's Jump Up to Get Beat Down came out,
Yes.
and then it got knocked from number one um by some weirdo looking group. They had a song called Cool Like That.
West Coast,
So
man.
cool.
They were from West Coast, right?
I think
You
they
talking
were
about
a
far? You talking about
mix.
Far Side, right?
No, Cool Like That was
Cool like that is
but that came out too. That was out too. Passing Me By. She keeps on passing me by.
Diggable Planets. Okay. Yo,
Diggable Planets. Yep.
the rebirth of the Slick album.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah. Do you see the diversity in sound in that specific time frame from 1990 to 94, and then after 94, after Illmatic drops, everything changes
Yep.
musically. There was
Yep.
no more. There was no more choreographed dancing.
Yep.
There were no loud, bright colors.
Right.
It was all Columbia rain jackets and Timbs.
Yep. Yep. Pretty much. Pretty much.
Salute
Yeah.
Robert Paul. But yeah, uh, it was a lot of interesting groups like that. And if you aren't, well, I'm not going to say if you aren't careful, you'll confuse them. But you have De La Soul, you have Diggable Planets, you have Far Side, you have, um, if we're talking around this time, didn't Sister Soldier have an album out at that time?
Yeah.
Because
Yep.
we're talking uh the Jungle Brothers,
Yep.
um native tongues and everybody that encapsulated. Uh
Yep.
Daylight was in native tongues too, right?
Yep.
So
I got a group name that I'm gonna say is gonna make you laugh. I don't know if you remember them or
okay.
not. Leaders of the New School. You remember them?
I have yet to have been to a party up until this point in my life where I haven't heard something from the leaders. Um, we don't have the leaders. We don't get Buster
Right.
and who is it? Buster, Charlie Brown,
Dico D.
Deco D. Um, what was this song? Just another PTA.
Yeah.
Um,
Just another case of that old PTA.
yeah.
Feminine Fat. Sob story. I know you and you know me. Yeah.
Leader.
Leaders of the New School. That is
Um,
hilarious.
they had a they had was it a documentary?
Did
Um,
they?
I think they did like or it was like maybe like a 30 minute expose on leaders of the new school. Yeah. Because they were definitely in a park and they were being asked about, Buster leaving
Okay.
Lita and how they felt.
Right.
Um,
And Milo. So it was Milo, Dinko D, Charlie Brown, and Busta Rhymes. Don't ask me why I remember that. It's weird. Yo, if there was an urban Jeopardy, like if there was like a Jeopardy just for like the urban culture, I'm the new Ken Jennings.
well, sir, all you got to do is put it together.
But by accident, I'm the accidental champion. I just remember all this stupid stuff. You know what I mean? I
Nah,
just
man,
remember all this stupid stuff. So
it's a part. It's a part of our culture and of our history. All this stuff, all these names and people that we've spent hours listening to their music,
right,
learning their lyrics. Um,
like PM Dawn,
Yo, PM don't get a bad rap, yo.
bro.
I know. KRS shoved him off stage because he's a bully.
Right, right,
he's a bully. He's an egomaniac. He'll say it himself. Uh,
right. Oh snap! Yo, how did you just jump? How you just jump in the show? Good morning,
Good morning, bro, man, from the fifth floor.
Chuck. He just busted the show.
I bust up all in the joint. Chuck, Chuck,
good morning. Good morning.
good morning. Good morning. Good morning out there, Vibes and Things Nation.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? AD requires no chase. Had to jump on real quick, talk to my brothers. I think I came in on the KRS tossing PM Dawn lead guy, rest in peace to him, off the stage. Which and the funniest thing is, in the world of hip hop, I'm a BDP loyalist, especially from age 15 through 22, 23.
Right.
KRS was my guy. You know what I'm saying? Like that his whole style and swag and the Stop the Violence movement and the Human Education Against Lies movement and all of that and the Temple of Hip Hop and there's so many things. There's so many positive things when he did that. Though, as a loyalist, I was like, nah, guy. Because how do you make Stop the Violence and you're out here tossing guys off stage?
Pretty much. Hey, but I have a KRS-One story. Ironically,
Drop it.
So Chuck, let me I want to refresh the point though, just real quick. So AD, what happened was we were comparing eras of music, right? Yesterday I told Chuck Allen that I think the 70s was the greatest era of music, right? I think it goes 70s. What did I say? 70s, 90s, or did I say 80s? No, I
you
said
said 80s.
80s,
80s, 90s, and 70s.
Or 80s, 70s, 90s. I think it goes. So I think if I did, I said I misspoke. So I'm gonna say 80s, 70s, 90s, 2000s. And the reason why I said the 80s is because you had two distinct styles of music be introduced in one decade.
Okay.
And it changed music forever. At the beginning of the 80s, there was the introduction of hip hop, right? And at the end of the 80s, there was the introduction of New Jack Swing, right? And people sleep on New Jack Swing, but New Jack Swing was infused in every type of music, just like how hip hop is now. Like, for instance, for instance, there's a group from Germany or Holland called New Shoes, and they had
Yes.
this one joint called "I Can't Wait." And
Yeah.
when you go to the Knicks game, they play it all the time. Doom, 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 doom. You know what I'm saying? When you hear that, you're like, "Oh, that's New Shoes. I can't wait." And then you had, yeah. And even so even for so it's like in the it's not just say rap or hip hop, because Lisa Stansfield had a hit, right? Been Around the World. Then you have Suzanne Vega have a hit with Uncle Tom's Diner. Um, what's the other lady?
Soul,
Tara.
soul to soul.
Oh yeah,
You know, soul to soul. You know,
Oh,
there was Karen Wheeler. Karen Wheeler Comes to the World at that time. It's a, you know, I think we touched on this a couple of I think one of the first times I was on with you in the Vibes and Things, and I remember I had to like rethink about it myself, because it's a real tough call.
right.
You know what I mean? Because I look at it this way. I look at it like when I branch out from my parents' music and I hit the streets. You know what I'm saying? With my friends and everybody else, and we're now taking over the clubs. We're now in the cafes, and we're now making our moments. You understand? And then as you're transitioning out of that club phase, and you know you're more of in a sit down, relax phase, the music changes. Your feel for the music changes as well. So it's a tough. I don't know if I could pick one decade or one time of music for me per se.
Right. The 70s had such great. So Chuck, there's a so I can't say this song now because I just saw his avatar, so I can't give him credit. Let me change and get another song. I was gonna say there was this song in the 70s called "Didn't I Blow Your Mind This Time?"
Mhm.
Right? I think that's it. Yeah, didn't I? Yeah, right. And so my uncles and them, they're like, "Hey man, put that, you know my song. Put that Temptation song on there." Like, that ain't the Temptations. You know what I'm talking about. And then like when you walk toward the thing, he'll put a nickel in your hand. Here, put this on the needle, right? And you put the nickel on the needle, and they kept the needle in the groove, so it played the same song over and over and over again, right? And so when my uncles like coming into the 80s, they didn't want to hear that hip hop. That hip, what is it? That hip, what is that mess? Why he talking over the music? You know what I'm saying? This is what my uncles and them used to tell me. Still enjoyed, like, they didn't enjoy hip hop, but they loved Midnight Star, Atlantic Star, SOS Band, the Gap Band, Daz. You know what I'm saying? But they couldn't rock with New Edition. Man, this is trash. What is this? Popcorn Love. What is that? You know what I'm saying? He loved popcorn? No, he don't love popcorn. He don't love popcorn, man. That's not what he's singing about. You gotta listen to what he's saying. Ain't nobody love popcorn that much to make a song about it. Little kids. That's y'all love to eat popcorn. And I'm like, no, that's not. No. It's
y'all about to go to the movies again?
yeah. This is what these dudes. This is what these dudes, are saying about this. They're like from one generation to another, because my uncles them actually came up in the like they love the 60s, but in their mind the 70s, kind of like what AD was saying, the 70s was kind of like when they went from boys to men. I think that's the description that you're saying, like when you went from boys to men, and how your music transitioned from that boyhood stage to that man stage.
Right.
Like when they were little boys, they used to listen to like Jackie Wilson, Benny King, James Brown, all of them. And then when they started, when they were adults, they started listening to Donny Hathaway, Roberta Flack. You know what I'm saying? Like one of my favorite groups, the Spinners, Eddie Kendricks. I mean,
right. And those older generations, the music for them, it followed their times. I mean,
Right.
you're coming out of the Black Power era. You're rolling into Curtis Mayfield, bam, head on. Stevie Wonder is about to drop The Keys of Life, and all of these, you know what I'm saying, and Marvin Gaye is making What's Going On. The way how they see music is like, it has, if it's not authentic, if the creative value is not something that took them, years to make, they don't want to hear that, someone can get a device and change the tone of their voice. And no, that's not authentic to them. So
Right.
let alone seeing some young guys in some gabardine flare leg pants. You understand what I'm saying? And they're going, and then you got a guy named Big Bag Hank, who has on a tight t-shirt and that God, what kind of hat that he had on in a video.
Yeah,
right.
Applejack hat.
And in an Applejack hat, and some guy going a MAS, a TER, a G with the double E.
Right.
I go by the unforgivable. What is that?
Why are you talking over the music?
Yo, why are you talking over the music? Guys who were, and the funniest thing was, because that era for me with Rapper's Delight is like 1979, I think.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
So I'm less than 10 years old.
Right.
Guys who were like 14, 15, they hated that song. They hated Curtis Blow and Christmas rap. They were not, let alone the people who were in their 20s. You could not tell them. So 6, 7 years later, these same people, they are bobbing to Run DMC and Grandmaster Flash. I'm like, dude, you hated this like 5 years ago.
Right. But they probably went from Boys to Men during that stage. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like with me, when I first heard DJ Hollywood, I was like, yeah, this is trash. He sounded like the dude that was sky high on whatever drug, talking over the disco music. Right? Say for instance, it sounded like he would take Disco Inferno and turn it over and play the instrumental and rap over it. My shoes blue, I am too. I like chicken and so do you. Ha 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 ha. That is what rap sounded like back in the day with DJ Hollywood and Eddie Chiba and all of it. It wasn't really that good. That's what I tell people. It wasn't really. But
it had a vibe.
But it was fun.
It had and you had to wait to get to the party. Like once you, and I'm not talking about the party that your mother and your father used to have, and they tell you put the records on and go to the back room.
Yeah.
Once you got to your party and you understood, even if you didn't like, their strategy and their techniques and how they set things up, once you got to your party, you understood what the vibe was.
Right.
And once you got into the vibe, it was like, how can I stay in this vibe for the rest of my life?
Right.
Until the party's over.
This is me
then
right here. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then it's when is the next time I'm gonna get to the party to create that same vibe and stay in it for the rest of my life again.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
You know, so music is strange like that. You know what I'm saying? It's absolutely, it's, well, I shouldn't say strange, but it has that kind of impact on you where you, certain songs you equate with a moment. You know what I mean? You
Right.
equate with, you know, Reasons. I think I might have said this before. Earth, Wind and Fire Reasons is the first song that I actually got a slow dance with.
Right.
I remember it like yesterday. It's kind of like the movie The Wood. The music is playing. It's about to finish, and I'm here trying to get my courage on. And it's like, wow, it got so hot in here all of a sudden, and so finally, I ran up to her and I was like, you know, you and she just took my hand. She didn't even let me get the words out. She just took my hand. That was it.
Wow. Wow. So you missed. Okay. So Chuck and I had a conversation. Was it yesterday or the day before? Might have been the day before. Was it the day before, Chuck, about the dude with the whack game just walked up to the girl and ain't said nothing? And she was like, "Okay, I'll be your woman."
Oh yeah, that was yesterday. We,
Oh, that was just saying. Okay.
yeah. We didn't talk about it on air.
Oh yeah, that's right. Oh man, and we are running out of time. AD, listen, I gotta shift a little bit. Chuck, you ready for the relationship corner?
Let's get it.
Well, go ahead, brothers. Thank you for letting me hop on.
Losing time, I'm fading fast. I just wanna make it last. Try to let go of the past. I close my eyes, embrace the blast. Sleepless nights and headaches stack. Restlessness to hell and back. What's my purpose? What do I grab? A slippery surface, a heart attack. And sometimes you just gotta believe there's something that'll give you relief. There's something that'll have what you need. What you need. We're broken, it's tragic. We're not all elastic, but maybe there's magic. Believe you could have it. And I know of sadness, the anxious and panic, the infinite vastness of all that is blackness.
Hey, so I'm gonna say this real quick. Chuck, I'm sorry for cutting you off, man. I'm sorry. Yes, you
didn't cut me off.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay. So AD, I gotta. Hey, salute y'all. Salute to D'Angelo, Hewlett Samuel, Andrew College, South BK in the building. Subliminal 209. What's good? Staffadan is in the building. So AD, I was telling Chuck. So I work at a public place, right? So I work at a public place. And I saw like this weird thing happen right in front of me. Right. So what happened is this mixed couple is right here in front of me, almost about to knock me over. Right. And the lady looks at the man and is like, "Yo, hurry up. I'm tired of you trying to play with me all the time. I don't know why you got me out here this late at night anyway." Right? And so I'm like, whoa. They about to argue. The man looks away from his girl and looks at me and does this. Right? And I'm like, oh, snap. And so the thing is this girl, hey man, this girl, I ain't gonna lie to you. Y'all know Mo is the most beautiful thing I see every day, right? This lady is fine, bro. She like Pamela Anderson, right? And the dude looks like your accountant's assistant's brother. Right? He like, you know. And so I asked my coworker, I'm like, "Hey, coworker, Did you just see that? She's like, yeah, I hate a weak man. Some men, they be so weak. You don't need them for nothing except to pay bills. I could do without them. And I was like, hold on, sister. There is no such thing as a weak man. When you ever seen a weak man before? And she's like right there walking out the door. My man turned around, he like, so AD, I wanted to ask you and Chuck, have y'all ever seen such a thing?
Yeah, I've seen it quite a few times. And I shake my head. I shake my head because I say to myself, like, who raised this dude? And my guy, like, why do you want this kind of drama?
Right.
I can only imagine what happens when y'all home by yourself. Cause she's doing this out in public.
Right.
She don't mind treating you like a child.
Right.
And it seems to me you don't mind being treated like a child. So I guess if you love it, if y'all like it, I love it. Go ahead. Do your thing. Ugh.
She beats you. behind closed doors. And let me say something. I'm never going to advocate for anything that will lead to the destruction of a man-woman relationship. So, couples, hear me out. You got to be able to give weight and take weight. I've had many relationships, and I've always said, you can do whatever you want to do in the house.
Right.
Okay? It's your shit. You want to break it up? Break it up. You want to tear the curtains down? Tear the curtains down. Never in life should we reach a place where in the public you want to act a fool, to where someone has to look at me like, because the Spirit of God doesn't strive in man at the same time all the time. You see, you may have a day where she says something to you or you say something to her, and it's something that you can't come back from, right, just because other people are around.
Right.
It's in the public. And behind closed doors, men and women are never going to see eye to eye all the time. But at that space in time, you know what it is. Yo, I'm going to go out real quick. I'm going to go see my man real quick. Or I'm going to go to the bar. I'm going to do anything just to get away from the situation right now that can go too far.
Right.
You see? And that situation that Freezie mentioned is a situation that, luckily for myself, I've never been in that. Because I don't know. I know me as a man, I'm always, keep it on the cool and step away. But maybe there'll be a day or there'll be something that you may say or do where I lose my cool. And that's, like I said, that's for man and woman. You can't, I've seen men do things to women outside in the street. I'm like, dude, Superfly is a movie.
Yeah.
Iceberg Slim is a book.
Yeah.
Like, you expect to go home with this woman later, let alone close your eyes and trust that you're gonna wake up with all of your stuff intact? You know what I mean? Like, what's our guy? Al Green got grits. Hot
grits.
You understand what I'm saying? So, those are the lessons that
I understand what you're
saying.
I understand what you're saying. I just don't think all of it is totally true.
Whether it's totally true or not, there's still consequences from your actions.
No. I'm talking about you personally. I'm not.
Oh, no. Oh, I've never. No, Scout's honor. I've never. Not in the street. In the house, you can do whatever you want in the house. You can
Man.
you can kick a hole in the wall. You can do whatever you want in the house. Because I realized it ain't easy being with me because my mouth can be a raging fire.
I understand. I understand what you're saying there, and that's logical, right? It's reasonable. It's easy to believe. But I don't think there's a man walking that has not been embarrassed by a lady in public at least once.
It depends on the measure of embarrassment.
Okay.
Like if you're saying, okay, I'm gonna give you a perfect example, right? This is always my thing when I'm going out with with a lady that I love, and or even if I don't love, whatever. If you're wearing something that I don't like and you ask me about it, I'm gonna give my opinion. And if it's really something that I think is inappropriate, because you know how we like them, super sexy, and you got on something that I'm adamant about, I'm gonna tell you right then and there, I'm not going.
Okay.
So we don't even have to argue about it. I'm not going. So you can go, wear what you want, whatever. But I've had moments in that area where, against my better judgment, I went out.
Right.
Before I became totally collected in myself, where I went out and I wasn't super comfortable because of the attention that attire you're wearing has. It's not that I'm insecure per se, but you may have to fight a couple of times in the night. You may have to get, what I'm saying? And it's going to bring you a certain level of, attention to embarrassment to possibly you may end up in jail because of some nonsense because someone wants to be disrespectful.
Wait a minute. You mean outside of the group? You mean like another man?
Absolutely.
Saying something to you, yeah.
Saying something to you, lady, that's totally. You understand what I mean? And I'm sure everyone has been there when you out with your lady, whatever. Your lady's looking absolutely like whatever she wants to look like. And some fools pretending like he don't even see that you're right there.
Right. Nah, Chuck is. Hey, so for instance, I'm gonna give you an example for y'all that don't know. I believe Chuck is either the R&B artist Maxwell, or he is closely related to Maxwell, the R&B singer.
Yo, this guy.
So
Chuck got records with slip covers on them. Stop playing.
Yo, he sent me a picture right for us to do like our intro, like to do the intro. I was like, dang, this dude right here look like Maxwell, right? You know the guys, man. The light skinned dudes with the eyes and the hair. You know what I'm saying? And they all smooth. They laid back. They got the voice. You know what I'm saying? They don't like with me when I was like trying to holler at chicks, I had to be absolutely pitch perfect on cue with everything. One false move and the interaction was ruined. But Chuck could go up to him and be like, "Hey girl, peanut butter sandwiches and Apple Jacks." And they like, "Yes, I'll marry you." You know what I'm saying? but I said that I said that to say this though. I said that to say this. I think Chuck has been in that situation before, like what you mentioned, AD. And I think Chuck may have handled it. So Chuck, how would you handle the situation like what AD and I are describing?
To be honest, I don't deal with women that would act like that. If we gonna argue about something, it's gonna be amongst ourselves, and that's it. Because I'm not a person to argue. I'm not doing a bunch of yelling. I'm not getting a headache. I'm not getting hoarse. I'm not even opening up myself that way emotionally, because now my buttons are easier to push. Because now I'm in a heightened sense now. So what I would have walked away from is a hot button now. Can't say
Right.
that now.
Right.
So but as I said before, I don't deal with women that would act like that, man.
What?
If I feel like you're the type of person that would do something like that, like nah, I'm good.
What?
And she could be super fine. Like nah, if I think you the type to pull some nonsense like that,
Right.
I see it. I see it and shake my head. Didn't I tell you to bring your on? I'm tired of
Right.
this.
Right.
Like, wait, wait a minute. And y'all about to go to a residential establishment together
Yeah.
and
You know
spend the
something.
night in
Yeah,
the
you know
same
something.
dwelling?
Yeah, something crazy about to happen. You know that.
Nah, man.
Yeah,
Nah,
man.
man.
I would say so I am the brother that has been embarrassed in public by the ladies a lot, right? I ain't no harm in that, bro. I just chalk it up as part of the game, right?
You 6'5".
So
You're a gentle giant. Ain't no way this man is gonna do anything uh because if he blow on me hard, I might turn to ash and disintegrate in the air. Like, nah, man. I feel you. I The only reason women do certain things because they know, or people in general will
right,
do things because they know they'll get away with it.
right,
If they know you ain't that kind of person to play that kind of stuff, being a 6'5", 210-pound young man, ripped, it's no way. A man that is 6'2" and ripped is thinking twice about talking to the 6'5" guy that way.
right, right. But I'll give you an example, Chuck. I'll give you an example of an event like me getting embarrassed in public by a lady.
Okay.
So I was stationed at Fort Polk, Louisiana, back in the day. I met this girl.
Wow.
She, Chuck, was 6'6", right? So when I saw her, you know what I'm saying? She was beautiful, man. I mean, she was beautiful, right?
And your
And
first line
dude,
was, "I climb trees."
and yeah, and that, my first thing is, why is she so shy? Why is she so awkward? Like, you know what I'm saying? So I go up and holler, and she like, nah, whatever. And I'm like, man, this girl is gorgeous. Like the Jet magazine girl, the Ebony magazine girl, like
Hmm.
um and she was black, but she was light skinned. She was lighter than me, I think. She was what they call Creole. AD, she was what's it, black magic, whatever they call it in Louisiana. The light skinned people that look they like real light skin, they have like the other features like blonde hair and like green, you know what I'm talking about.
Creole.
Creole, right. So she worked at like this library, and she was like, so I'm like, yo, I'm gonna go to this library and I'm gonna holler, I'm gonna spit my game. And so I go, I saw her at the park, and dudes wouldn't talk to her. Dudes was talking to all the other girls, they wouldn't talk to her, right? And I tried to holler, I'm like, hey, what's happening? This Uncle Freezie girl, you better suck in this air, enjoy yourself. You know what I'm saying? She don't get it, right? So I go to the library and I'm all loud. I walk in. Hey, where that tall lady at? And everybody like, shh, shh, shh. We in the library, right? She look around the thing. I'm like, hey, what's up, girl? This Uncle Freezy. What's happening? You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to holler. She dissed me, kicked me out of the library. Get out of here. You making too much noise for this. So she come outside, right? And so then I'm like, okay, calm down. Like, if you really dig her, you know what I'm saying? be respectful, right? So I go to her and I start being, I'm like, listen, I'm not going to go away. I feel like this is the opportunity of a lifetime for me. You know what I'm saying? I can't believe what my eyes are telling me that I'm seeing. Like, I'm trying to tell her that, you know, this moment is special for me and blah, blah, blah. So we start talking. Fast forward 5 months, I proposed to her, Chuck. I beg her daddy, sir, please, man. Please, man. I got to marry her, man. I got to. He like, yeah, he like, Uncle Freezie, man. It's 1,000 girls on post right now you can marry. Why you want to marry my daughter? I was like, if it was 1,000 girls there, I didn't see none of them. I promise you. I ain't see. I'm like, yo, yeah, Chuck. Hey, Chuck.
Okay.
Hey, Chuck. And listen. Remember that song? As soon as I get home from work, I'll pay your rent. I'll wash your clothes. As soon as I get home from work. Yeah, that was me. Yeah, that was me.
No.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. I'm telling you, bro.
Okay.
Soon as I get home from work, I'll pay your bills. I'll wash your clothes. I'll cook your dinner too. Yeah, that was me. Soon as I get home from work, right? And so one day, my pops talking to me. My pops is like, yo, my pops is like, because I was in Louisiana, he was in New Jersey. We on the phone talking long distance. He was begging me, son, what are you doing? And I'm like, hey man, I ain't never been with nobody like this before, pops. He was like, yo, you 19. I'm like, I want to spend. I was like, pops, I want to spend the next 80 years with her. And he's like, God dog it, you go down there, the first thing you see, you just marry. So anyway, so fast forward like 30 days, 45 days.
Okay.
I look in the mirror. I'm like, oh, I'm 19. What am I doing? I leave town, move to Texas. Uncle Sam shipped me to Fort Hood, Texas.
Fort Hood,
Texas, right? I'm boxing on the post boxing team. Everywhere I go, girls is like, Uncle Freezie. I'm like, you know what I'm saying? So by that time, I you know what I'm saying, changed, whatever. So anyway, my homeboy Jackson from I think it's like a 3rd ward or 4th ward in Houston. He like, yo, it's this club in Houston called the 9.9. All the honeys be there, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm like, man, I ain't going all the way to Houston. You know, he like, yo, Uncle Freezie, I'm telling you, it's gonna change your life. Right? So we go, so he like, yo, the Ghetto Boys are gonna be there. The Ghetto Boys gonna be there performing. And this is the Ghetto Boys without Scarface. This is the Big Mike, Killer Mike. Big Mike was in the group, not Scarface. So we go, and they open up for this lady, this R&B Jamaican lady named Patra.
Okay.
Patra was hot as fish grease at the time, bro. Patra was the hottest thing in any music, right? Right. So the Ghetto Boys perform, do their thing or whatever. All these other groups that they performing. And my homeboy, Norris from Passaic, he nudged me. He like, yo, look who just walked in. I look, and it's like these ladies, and this one lady towering over everybody. Right? Chuck, it's her. Right? She looked, her girls like, nudge her, hey, look. They pointing at me. They're like, yo, it's him. Now, mind you, I skipped town. I never called her back. After I proposed, I skipped town, never called her, never talked to her, nothing. Right? Never did. Only thing, I just packed my stuff and I left. And I didn't see this lady for like a year and a half. The last time we were together, we hugged and kissed. And I was like, yeah, I'll talk to you tomorrow. She's holding my hand like, nah, don't leave, man. Just stay over. I'm like, nah, man, I gotta go. I had my epiphany. I went to Fort Hood and left. I ain't said nothing else to her, right? Wouldn't return her calls, nothing, right? There she is standing in the door. You know how they hold you up in the door when you're trying to come in the club? You know what I'm saying? People, you in line. So she sees me, Chuck, and she about to turn around, and her girl's like, no, girl, no. You ain't going nowhere. You just got over him. Like, legit, you can hear them talking, right? Like, you just got over him, girl. This your life. Like, you know what I'm saying? Whatever. She see me, her girls walk over. My boys stand up. I'm sitting down. Hey, listen, I'm Uncle Freezie, man. I'm drinking my, you know what I'm saying? She take these 2 pitchers of beer and pour both of them on my head. In the club. In this club called the 9.9 in Houston, Texas. Right? Right? And so and so I stand up. They think I'm gonna do something to her. Right? I look her in the eyes, right, and then take this. You remember nylon shirts? Remember the nylon shirts?
Yes.
So it's the nylon t-shirt. So I take off the nylon t-shirt, I bring it out, and I'm looking at her like, this still look good. You know what I'm saying? At her, she turn, she peel out, boy. You know how the police peel out when they got somebody in the back of the car? You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
She peel out like that, her and her girls. Because I ruined her night. Now, not only did I ruin her life, and then she got over me, but then I ruined her night after she got over me. She see my face, and it brings back all this stuff, all this hurt, right? So I got beer poured on my head. I'm wringing out my shirt. I'm like, look, I'm still looking good. I take the shirt and rub it on my stomach. You know what I'm saying? I'm still Uncle Free. I was a jerk, bro. I'm telling you. I was a jerk, right?
Okay.
And so the dudes, the security in the club, they're like, hey, man, you can't be in here without no shirt on. And so they make me pay for a club t-shirt, like a 9.9 club shirt to wear in a thing appropriate, right? So while they don't go and get the shirt, guess who I see at the bar?
Yeah.
Patra. I see Patra at the bar by herself. And so I'm like, well, I may as well make
a romantic call.
Yeah, man. Boy, you crazy.
So you pulled up to her bumper.
Chuck, you wild. Chuck, you wild. You wild. So I see her, and I'm like, yo, I was gonna say make lemonade out of these lemons, but yeah, I may as well make a romantic call. You know what I'm saying? So I go, not only so I got dissed by this lady that was once the love of my life, and I messed up her life, right? I got embarrassed by her. That's okay. You know what I'm saying? Because I was young, and young people make mistakes, man. For those of y'all watching and don't understand this thing, young people make mistakes. And a lot of the mistakes that they make are things they bring on themselves.
Agreed.
I am one of those people. Right? So Patra is at the bar, and I'm like feeling myself. Man, I box on post at Fort Hood. Everybody on Fort Hood know Uncle Freezie. So I go up to Patra. I'm like, hey, I'm your catch for the night. Right? This is what I tell Patrick. This is what I tell a R&B sensation.
Wow.
Hey, I'm your catch for the night. And Patrick is so little, she could fit in the palm of my hand, bro. Just imagine how big of a person I am, right? And Patrick, just imagine how small Patrick is. I'm like, I'm your catch for the night. She like, you making my drink get warm. Giving me the hint, like, can I enjoy my drink by myself? And I'm like, I'll buy you the bar. She like, get lost. Right? Right. So I'm like, listen, I'm the man of your dreams. She like, my security gonna beat you up. And I'm like, yo, I done been beat up by better people than that. Right? She like, security, get this clown out of here. And I'm like, hey, listen, you ain't even heard my A game yet. She was like, yeah.
Oh
I will
no!
not quit, bro. I'm telling you,
Oh
Chuck, I'm
no!
telling you, I would
No!
not quit, bro. I'm like, I was like, where we going after this? This is me talking to Patra. Yo, she like, so after like the 10th disc, my homeboy Nars like, yo, Uncle Freezie, man, come on, man, let's get something to drink. He's like trying to give me the hint. I'm like, hey, man, hey, listen, Patrick, I'm gonna change your life forever. So she get up and walk away, walk behind security, like how they have like these little areas, whatever. She walked behind them and
Right.
signal to them like, get my drink and make sure he don't come over here, right? And so Uncle Freezy got dissed 2 times and embarrassed 2 times in one night. I'm trying to holler at Patra, smelling like Bud Light with a club T-shirt on. Bro,
No good.
and do you know how weirdly confident you have to be to try to holler at an R&B singer smelling like Bud Light with a club T-shirt on in the middle of the night?
Confident or crazy, one of the two.
Well, it's something, bro. It's something.
It's one of the two. Hey man, hey, you that close to the rim, you better shoot. You better shoot.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. That's why I was asking. Like, I know I'm not the only person that got embarrassed
But
by a lady in public.
but that's different than the situation in the store. Um, I think that what you're referring to, yes, that has happened. Uh, when I was younger, I thought uh, if we weren't exclusive, well, I still think this way. It's not even that even the age I am now. Uh, if we're not exclusive, then you can't tell me who I can go to the movies with. Just like I'm not going to tell you who you can go have dinner with. We just
Right.
hang out from time to time.
Right.
Uh, but I found out living in the South, if your conversation is too long with someone, y'all together. It-
Together.
because I didn't understand the lingo at first. And it was like, so you and so y'all talking? You mean like, yeah, we talk to each other from time to time.
Yeah.
Okay. No, we're not together. I thought you meant like we were having conversations. Anyway,
Mm-mm.
anyway,
Mm-mm.
it's a totally different. It's totally different thing. So, um, I wasn't up on that. I thought like it was understood. We just hung out. We still filling each other out. We keeping our options open. Like you don't shut everything down for one person that you just went on one date with. It's crazy.
Um,
So
not down south.
so it's 12 o'clock in the South. Man, we going midnight bowling. We're going to midnight bowling madness. Okay. It's my first time, partaking in an event like this.
Right.
I was taken back. I was like, oh snap, like word, they play music. Oh, they got a real DJ,
Yeah.
not somebody playing a playlist. Like
Right.
they would. I mean, oh, this is cool. This is dope.
Right.
In the cut, got my arm around girl, talking that talk. Man, Uncle Freezy. I don't know. I till this day, I don't know what I got hit with. I don't know what it was. I just know I got hit with something, and the person that I was with was like, "What the?"
Yeah, right, right, right.
And it's not even the girl; it's one of her cousins.
Of course.
Oh my goodness!
Right.
Oh my goodness! I was all type of motor scooters and sons of
Ye-
switches
Yeah, yeah,
and all that, and I was man, and it was like all that loud music stopped. There was no more light reflecting off of the disco ball. And it seemed like every lane was looking at me.
at Chuck.
Like,
Yeah,
God, she giving it to him. Up, he caught. Up,
yeah,
you caught now, man. Up. I was like,
yeah.
oh wow, okay. So yeah, that was embarrassing.
Right,
But as far as me dating someone or being in a relationship with someone and they're doing all of that extra stuff, like
right,
nah. I'm not even gonna raise my voice. Um, I know that my voice is deep, but it's not the deepest voice ever. But I
right,
know if I take my voice to another octave, sounds crazy. It don't matter what I'm saying, it just sounds crazy. And they're like, yo, calm down. Nah, I'm not. I'm not upset.
right,
I'm just talking loud enough so that you can hear me.
right,
Um, that is a trigger for people. And
right,
now it's what was probably here is now here out because of the tone of my voice, and now it's escalated to somewhere it doesn't have to be. Yeah, I will never look like the uh, victim in the situation. Like, why he
right,
talking to her? Why he talking to that girl like that? That's crazy, man. She fine as I don't know what. He talking to her like that? Yeah, because I'm not a child.
right,
Like
right.
you can't come on. Didn't I tell you to come over here? Yo, Uncle Freezy. I'm gonna say this last thing, and I'm cool. Yo, okay. So, uh, I'm hanging out with some friends of mine. This is in South Carolina. I'm hanging out with some friends of mine. Um, my friend's sister is getting married within like a couple of days, and they're doing their last little run throughs
Right.
and stuff
The
like that. So
rehearsal dinner and all that. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
right. So everybody's at the house, right? And there's all of his sister's friends who are married. They're there with their husbands or whatever. Women are on this side having a conversation. Men on this side having a conversation. A couple people playing cards. Couple people watching TV.
Right.
And this one young lady, she and I worked together at McDonald's. I must have
Okay.
been like 17 or something like that. But anyway, um, her and her husband were there. And do you remember the video Take It to the House? No, shut
Yeah.
up. Shut up.
Yeah. Yeah.
With
Yeah.
Trick Daddy
Yeah.
and Trina.
You trick that. Yeah.
Trina had on those amazing gold shorts,
Right.
making that thing bounce.
Right.
And that scene came up on TV because still they're still doing the hip hop countdown thing,
Right.
and that video was up,
Right.
and all the people that were watching, everyone gave a collective God,
Yeah. Yeah.
right,
Lord have mercy.
right, and that was the end of it. Like nobody said anything extra, like I would want to do something to it or
Right.
smack
Right.
it up. Nobody said nothing. Everybody was just like, and went back to what they were doing. Now, one of the gentlemen who said, "God damn, his wife is there, the girl that works with me,
Right.
Unc." She brought that thing from Miami all the way to Maine.
No! Not in front of all the people.
I mean, you could hear a mouse pissing on cotton after that, but the TV that people were saying they could barely hear was loud as a mug after that. It was
Oh,
like,
wow.
yo,
Wow.
this is great. And he sits there, he looks to the left, he looks to the right.
Right.
And then he got back into the conversation, started talking. And she's going off.
Right.
And he's like, man, ain't nobody worry about that. And so now for the next hour or so, probably about 2 hours, that's all anybody in the house is talking about.
Right.
Man, did you see? Man, she slapped fire out of him. I was like, oh, man. She was like, he shouldn't be looking at no other woman like that.
Right.
And that brings me to a question that I wanted to pose. Is that wrong? Is it, when you get with someone, do your attraction to other people stop? Is it supposed to stop? Because some people, both men and women, seem to think you shouldn't look at anyone, you shouldn't find anyone else attractive,
Right.
but me. And they lose their minds. Is that their insecurity, or is that how it's supposed to go?
Can we finish it tomorrow?
Yes.
I keep dog. We went over the hour by we had 117. And it's because I'm a chatterbox. I can't help it.
All right, no problem. I know KMD is ready to rock and roll.
And the Knicks won yesterday. So
to anyone who's listening right now, if you know someone who's in the military, male or female, retired or currently enlisted, tune in tomorrow, because I have a topic for tomorrow about military, marriages, mess, and all the rest.
wow! I got something to add to that too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. But that's going to be for tomorrow. Because I want some of y'all. I want some of the military people to chime in, because it's some things that when it comes to relationships and being in the military.
Hey Chuck, we hit a milestone. We got 20 people in here.
Salute
20
all the
people. Look at that.
The 20 folks that came to kick it with us.
Yeah, man. Y'all subscribe to the channel, man. Help us grow this thing. Yeah,
yes,
man. Subscribe to the channel. Smash the like button. Hey Chuck, I hate to go on that, man, but
yeah, man, I understand.
The KMD crowd, bro.
Yeah.
I already done pushed it back 10 minutes, so you already know they're gonna be nice and spicy. Seeing that I'm 10 minutes late. So
speaking of KMD, man, did you get a chance to watch the replay or any of the show?
Yeah.
You got an eye, man. You got an eye for talent, man. D did a great job yesterday, man.
Yeah, man.
He did a great job yesterday, man.
I know, man. We the family in general. They say the same thing about you. They're like, man, you heard that Chuck beat? No. They're like, yo, who beat is that? I'm like, yeah, that's Chuck. Who? Yeah, that's Chuck. Chuck who? Chuck Allen. They're like, man, get out of here. I promise you. You know what I'm saying? So the whole family is talented except me. I just try to keep things light. I'm the orchestrator. That's it. You know what I'm saying? I'm the Michael Bivins of New Edition. You know what I'm saying? I just keep everybody, try to keep everything together. But anyway, man, I got to get out of here so I can change up this stuff real quick. and get the show going over there. You want to piece us out?
Yes. To all the vibrant ones, to all the new people that came in, you're vibrant ones. We thank you for coming and joining with us this morning. You know, we had a great show. We had great conversation. Salute to AD who stopped by to give us some of that wisdom. You know, we're going to be here again tomorrow, same time from 8 to about 9ish. Again, tell a friend to tell a friend that tells a friend to come in. Don't be afraid. Throw it in the chat. We'll chop it up. Until then, peace.
Peace.